We got great news. The PulseX.info sacrifice phase for supporting freedom of movement and freedom of assembly. Now, people don't know what those words mean. The difference between prison and not prison is where you get to go and who you get to hang out with. And if someone controls where you get to go and who you get to hang out with, you're kind of in prison. So it seems illegal, and false imprisonment is even a crime. Kidnapping is a crime. And so if there's people controlling your freedom of movement without due process of law, it should be illegal. Those guys should pay a penalty for doing that, because I'm here to make the people free. I'm here to empower the people, make you healthy, wealthy, and wise, and rich and happy, and make all your dreams come true if I can.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Crypto Wonder from the Crypto Wonder podcast. Hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about a few different things today. And let's get it. So, I was reading an article that talked about how so many people, and this is from the news. Actually, no, it wasn't an article that I was reading. It was from some type of mainstream news channel that spoke about cryptocurrency people who are basically relocating straight to Puerto Rico, right? Due to the tax benefits. From what I understand, you don't have to pay federal income tax in Puerto Rico. There are local taxes, but there are a lot of tax incentives for people, specifically with, you don't have to pay federal income tax and you don't have to pay capital gains taxes or something like that. Do your research. And, they were saying, a lot of cryptocurrency people are flocking to the island. The thing about it is about, from what they say, 40% poverty level on the island. When I hear things like that, I cringe. Poverty levels, just, they disturb me, in general. It's not just because it's Puerto Rico, just in general. And this is like when I heard it, I thought about, wow, when you talk about the Great Reset, right? Which has also become the Great Resignation, the Great Retirement. Those are two topics for a different discussion, for a different episode. The Great Reset, between those who have and those who have not, are going to be very clear and obvious in places like PR. You know what I mean? So they asked, I guess the newscasters asked a person for Puerto Rico, a representative, how do they feel that, the cryptocurrency people are going to help, Puerto Rico. And he was saying, oh, well, most of the people are type A personality. So, they don't like to sit on their laurels. They're go-getters. They're, very task-oriented. They will infuse a bunch of money into their economy, create jobs, et cetera, et cetera. And that's good. Like, I think about that, I'm saying, that's good. That's good. I hope it does work out for all parties involved, right? I really do hope it works out. It just shows me, though, that there are other underlying, issues that just scream at me. First of all, these tax laws, incredibly problematic. Incredibly problematic. I don't know if anybody knows, but taxes in the United States, those things are voluntary, but that's not widely supported, promoted. We have a choice whether to pay taxes or not, but We're programmed to believe otherwise. We're programmed to believe that we must pay our taxes. It's funny. You see, I work for a living, and the income I receive already gets taxed. I mean, butchered, massacred. And then with the same taxed and butchered fiat that I have, whatever I use to acquire and buy and pay for gets taxed again and again and again and again. And there seems to be no end in sight. What am I bringing all this up for, right? Well, it's simple. It's simple. Cryptocurrency, you're talking about mad gains. You're talking about becoming rich, extremely wealthy. The man is sooner or later going to knock on your proverbial doors, our doors, and demand his cut in taxes. The tax man. With the revolutionary aspect of things with cryptocurrency and how things are unfolding, I hope that one day, like that, this IRS conglomerate, this IRS gangster gets handled. I mean, gets dealt with. These central banks, Federal Reserve and the central banks of the world, I hope they really get handled, because it's going to lead to that point. It's going to get to that point. Imagine with the amount of energy that gets basically siphoned up by Hex, by Pulsechain. Imagine everything swallowing everything up. That will force a lot of changes to happen, because it's starting already, little by little. The seeds are already being planted and are being sown. And it started with Hex. Hex has become a trailblazing piece of technology and instrument that has helped open the eyes of many people. And not enough people, though. Not enough. Not enough. I feel that we, as a community, of course, we have a lot to grow, a lot of room to grow, a lot to fight a good fight, because this is a fight. If you're in crypto, you're fighting against an establishment. Like, you have to know that. Yes, this is about making money, but you're in crypto, and the crypto basically is designed to eliminate middlemen. That's a fight. That's a statement. That's a declaration. Whether you want to, believe it's a revolutionary wave or not, it is. This is what it is. Where, in what way do we perform, or do we contribute to the fight? Because that's what's going on here. When you're in crypto, you're saying to yourself, you're tired and you're done with the oppressive nature of the legacy systems, of governments, of central banks, because those entities only enrich themselves. They do not enrich us. Taxes are an issue. I've been paying taxes since I've been working. I've been working since I was 12 years old. Been paying taxes since I got out of my teens. But when you study and you understand what these things are, and you see how they're fundamental flaws, but, maybe perhaps as time goes by and people start to see how brutally powerful products like Hex is and soon to be Pulsechain and PulseX, they're going to take notice. And when going back to what I was saying, with all the economic energy, let's say a majority or more than half of the economic energy of the world lands into Hex, Pulse, and these types of things. Now, those oligarchs, elitists, banksters, and whoever you want to call it, people, the cabal who run things, the minority that run everything, will be forced to listen. They'll be forced to listen. Because that's just where my mindset is right now. Like, this is more than just about, okay, getting to a point where you could retire, getting to a point where you could, just acquire things that you want, whatever they are, because you're well off right now. You don't have to work to pay your bills. You could just travel and do it and buy real estate property, whatever. It's bigger than that. Excuse me. It's bigger than that. Because with all of that, while we're amassing all this crypto, we're slowly becoming a little bit more recognizable and powerful, especially in our wallets. So how do we exude some of that power again and wield some of that authority in the right ways and for the right reasons so that we can all benefit? When you talk about, I like how Richard talks about imaginary horribles and how people don't think about what if Hexicans and, Pulsicans get so rich they could create their own nation state. Well, when you have all of that economic power, you can call the shots because money talks and BS walks. Money talks and BS walks, even at a small scale right now. People will do a lot for a little bit of money. So imagine when, folks really, I understand excitement. I understand, again, the fervor. I understand how people, you just very happy and everything. How do you secure your happiness? How do you make sure that you continue to protect yourself and what you have from it being taken away from you? People are relocating other places. Like I said, they're relocating. They're even leaving the country altogether, like where I'm at in the United States. Some people are just leaving the United States, period. They're just done with it. And I get it. But what if I don't want to leave the United States? Because at this point right now, I don't want to leave the United States. And what if other people feel the same and their crypto portfolios enlarge by a maximum, not a maximum, but thousands of multiples X's, right? Do we come together? And do we come together? What would be the mission? What would be the mission? What would be the purpose? What would be the objectives? What would be the goals? What would we need? A new creed? A new decree? Declaration of what? Like, what would the new nation state look like? What would it look like? Tax-free? No government? Like, what we talk about? Or little bit, small government? Any types of checks and balances? But what does it even look like? I don't know. Because right now, there's so much opposition. There's so much opposition with crypto. It's an uphill battle. But there's been a lot of progress, making a lot of progress, a great deal of progress, you know? And so I think it's worth it. I think it's just all worth it. Because when you're really talking about freedom and independence, it's all an uphill battle. It's a battle, right? It's either you kowtow, it's either you subject yourself to subservitude, so to be subservient, to be, a servant, a slave, or you fight your way out with the right resources, using your mind, using your resources that crypto's affording. I mean, this is things that I think about, because I look at how things are like over here. I tell you, man, is this like where I'm at? It's not like how it was. It's not like how it was. Not like how it was. To willingly, I guess, give up your freedom and your rights without a fight, it just says a lot. And I'm not talking about taking it to the streets. As far as, causing mayhem and blah, blah, blah. It's just, I'm not saying it has to go there, but I don't know. Restrictions left and right, mandates left and right, and people are largely fine with it. And it causes me to question everything. You know what I mean? Causes me to question a lot. So that's why when you stand and you plant your flag down wherever you are, and then you have the means to do it, you have the money, you have this crypto that is going to afford you so much opportunity to transform your life. You got to be prepared for the consequences. You got to be prepared at all times, man. You got to be prepared for those who come out with their hand out. Like seriously, I've sometimes I have to take a break from the onboarding process, but I gotta be frank with you. Like sometimes I've taken a break because I've onboarded, don't get me wrong. And then there's times where I'm just like, people don't want to listen, well then it's on them. You know what I mean? I've been talking about this, like as far as Hex, I've been speaking to people about it since March. And the price it was at in March and the price it's at now are two entirely different things. But do you think people really have the interest in really getting involved with it? I understand the learning curve. There's a learning curve that's a little bit steep for many. I get it. But if you want to find a way to make money and not have to stress yourself, like really earn this residual, earn this passive, earn this staking and this whole relax and stake thing, chilling thing, a couple steps here and there process so that you can have some type of freedom is a no-brainer, man. Going through a few steps, understand what crypto is, a few, a couple websites, couple applications, whatever, do this, do that, and then 1, 2, 3. It's not that deep, but people are turned off. People are turned off. But then when you become rich and they catch wind about it, oh, now you be an extra focus of attention. What do you do then? When 100 people are putting their hands out, when all of a sudden your phone is ringing off the hook, all of a sudden you're getting text messages from people you haven't seen or spoke about, you changed your number and they still found a way to get in contact with you. Emails, DMs, whatever. Because they heard. Word travels fast. They heard you've become successful. Meanwhile, they didn't know what it took for you to get to that point. That's another thing too. Everything doesn't work the same for everybody. You know what I mean? So some people, they work hard for what they have. And I'm going to end this with this thought. I understand staking and chilling and you know, it's useful and it's powerful because it is and it works. But for people have to realize that hodling is incredibly intense because it takes, you have to be determined, you have to be disciplined. Disciplined with yourself, have self-control. That takes work. It's not easy. It's not easy. So that's why those who have amassed and have come into great wealth in Hex, who were able to weather the ups and downs, the dips, the highs and the lows, and the vitriol from everybody left, right, and center, all the hate. And they were able to, you know, endure all of that. And then they received all those gains. They deserve it. Because they went through the hellfire. They went through the pain for those gains. You know, they deserve it. Because a lot of things just simply does not come easy for many people. Most things do not come easy for everyone. And it's doable. It's not as if like this is impossible. Because again, all it takes is for you to just set it and basically use a strategy where you could be in control of yourself. You don't have to look at your computer every day. You know it's there. You know it's safe. You know it's just like, it's just going to do its thing. It's working for you. You put it down and you look at it again in another year or two and be amazed. Because that's really what it is. Live your life. Live your life in the meantime. Right? Enjoy life. Absolutely. You know, have all your affairs in order. You know, protect your interests, secure your bag, live your life, protect your health. Protect your health, protect your overall well-being. This time period for all of us in this community is I mean, words escape me. Seriously, words escape me. Words escape me because again, we went through so much just to get to this point. Been through so much just to get to this point. And now we're practically gifted opportunities to ascend and develop and evolve and elevate leagues higher than where we are now. If we just apply a certain level of discipline, of focus, have a plan and execute on that plan. Simple things. And then we'll be successful. And then it will be on to the next level because life will continue to unfold. It's a continuation, it's a continuum. In the meantime, looking forward to like the great groundbreaking changes that's about to happen. That's happening right now, man. This is going to change how we operate. We're in the beginning. We are in the beginning. Like we're still ahead of so many people, billions of people. That says more than a lot. I don't think people really realize that. That says so much. There are billions of people right now who will not have the opportunity that we have right now. Let's not take these opportunities for granted. Let's not take ourselves for granted, and our thoughts and our visions and our ideas and our problem solving skills and our creative abilities and just our zeal to just push beyond our capabilities to help advance a certain level of humanity, because we're pushing the envelope for the people who come behind us. We're pushing the envelope. We're breaking through change. We're living through a creation of opportunities that are unfolding, that will bring indelible change. Sometimes change is difficult. Sometimes people just rather be comfortable and become complacent. But you know what? When you're comfortable, sometimes that can be destructive. It's through discomfort, through disruption, that we can create a new and better reality, a better opportunity, a better way to live, better chance for all, like in my opinion, to operate. And that's why I highlighted what I said before in the beginning of this episode with the tax laws, with certain problems going on with just how we deal with money, the banking structures, blah, blah, blah. Those are going to be impacted, and we are part of the solution. Give yourselves a round of applause for being a part of this. Thank you all for listening. I appreciate all my subscribers, all my new subscribers, my new listeners and viewers, and my viewers of old who've been there with me since day one. You're all appreciated. Always welcome a comment, like, share, subscribe, do whatever you feel like you do. Even if you dislike, it's okay. It's okay. I don't feel any way about that. It's all about engagement, right? In any case, take care and be well.